Well, as U of T tries to prove that protesters seized private property, they're controlling King's College Circle, and that this occupation is triggering incidents of hate speech, threats, and intimidation. Today, we did hear from lawyers representing student protesters, and they're painting a very different picture.
You will hear how this protest is peaceful and how it is made up by a diversity of people from all faiths and backgrounds. You will hear how hate speech is not tolerated.
In court, the encampment was being described as a site of peaceful assembly and vibrant free speech and counter speech. Lawyer Jackie Esmond, who was representing student protesters, talked about how the escalation was necessary after prior protests and sit-ins failed to spark this level of negotiation with the school's administration. She points out it was the university that erected the fencing, and the purpose of controlling the entrance is to ensure the safety of protest participants. The legal team argues that the school's claims of irreparable harm are based on mischaracterizations of the encampment as violent and anti-Semitic, a framing that perpetuates anti-Palestinian rhetoric and Islamophobia. And while there's no doubt the university received complaints, lawyers say the accusations are unverified.
The university is relying only on allegations, not facts, because they've cherry-picked complaints sent to the university alleging hate speech to try to shut down this encampment. And yet, they haven't investigated those complaints. This is the kind of evidence they are using to try to justify this draconian order to restrict protest.
And when it comes to claims of trespassing, protesters argue the front campus is closer in character to a public park than private property, and people do not normally need permission to use it. They also point out that King's College Circle was under construction for years, and during that time, events were easily held on other areas of the campus.
Front campus is just one of many lawns on campus. There are many places where people can have breakfast and play ball.
So far, U of T's administration has only communicated with media through a statement confirming negotiations continue with protesters despite the legal battle, and said if we are awarded an injunction, the encampment would be required by law to be dismantled within a set period of time. Encampment participants, along with all U of T community members, would be free to exercise their rights of free speech, protest, and continue advocating for their cause without erecting structures or occupying property overnight. Now, it was just last month when McGill University asked the courts for police intervention to clear the pro-Palestinian encampment there in Montreal. That case was struck down. So at this point, we don't really know what's going to happen. It's very likely that the judge will take some time to come to his decision. Outside the courthouse on University Avenue, Shauna Hunt, City News.